President Trump is no stranger to the world of entertainment.
Yeah, but since he entered politics, he seems to be locked in this constant battle with Hollywood and what he calls the liberal media. And nobody is really safe from his fire. We're talking about late-night TV hosts, artists, comedians, mainstream news channels. Everybody's certainly been caught in the crossfire one time or the other. Now with CBS's recent cancellation of The Late Show hosted by StepheCn Colbert, who is a frequent critic of the president, people in the entertainment industry are debating the role politics has in comedy and really the media overall. We're joined by The Hill's In the Know columnist Judy Kurtz. Judy, thanks for joining us. This has been a long, simmering battle between the president and Hollywood, although we should say he was once sort of the man in Hollywood.
Yeah,
The Apprentice, Home Alone. This is a guy that knows Hollywood.
Absolutely. I think that's part of it, that he's really blurred the lines between pop culture and politics now, being an entertainer himself in addition to being a New York real estate developer, of course. But I do think we're on maybe round like 504 of this fight between Hollywood and President Trump. Now the latest with the late night host, late night TV, a long simmering fight between StepheCn Colbert, which really exploded with the cancellation of The Late Show by CBS last week. Trump doing a victory lap about this. I think we have a tweet up from him, or a Truth Social post from the president saying that he was absolutely loving that Colbert got fired, just really dancing over The Late Show's grave. He's called Colbert a talent. His talent was even less than his ratings, then speculating that maybe fellow late-night TV host Jimmy Kimmel would be next, and expressing his admiration for Greg Gutfeld, who has a Fox News show, highly rated Fox News show in late-night TV. So this battle between Colbert and Trump really is still going strong after all these years.
Everybody has something to say about this. Well, everybody, no matter what side of the aisle they're on, right? But David Letterman says this CBS decision was pure cowardice.
Yeah, he's among one of many critics, and late-night hosts have really rallied around StepheCn Colbert, calling into question the timing of this cancellation just ahead of CBS's parent company, Paramount, getting that merger approved with Skydance by Trump's Federal Communications Commission. So the timing, CBS has said this was a purely financial decision, even though Colbert was its highest-rated network late-night TV host of all the network late-night shows. It was losing money, according to CBS.
So the sort of other king of late night, if you will, we heard from Letterman, Jay Leno, had something to say about this, and he took a bit of a different tack, saying, I like to think that people come to a comedy show to kind of get away from things, the pressures of life, whatever it might be. And I love political humor, don't get me wrong, but what happens is people wind up cozying too much to one side or the other. And we've seen some comedians sort of try and tread that line because they know that if they go too hard at the president, they know some in his base might not show up to their shows anymore, or they might get heckled, while others saying, you know what, this is what comedy is about. It's about offending folks every now and again and really going after their sensitivities.
Yeah, I think what Leno was saying really speaks to a lot of the critics of Colbert and some of these other late night shows where you're nodding off to sleep, you just want a few laughs, you just want to get away from it all, and instead you're getting a 20-minute lecture in the form of a monologue by one of these late night hosts on how terrible President Trump is. So I think that's what Leno is saying. He was known for maybe being a little more vanilla during his stint as a late night host, long-running stint, I should say, as a late night host. Really kind of towed the line between partisan political punchlines.
Hey, even the late, great Johnny Carson got political, but it was easy in, easy out. He didn't swim there.
Laughing, saying, "Saw it to me." There's a long history of politics injected into these late night shows.
To your knowledge, has he addressed the South Park episode yet, President Trump?
Yeah, the White House pushed back on South Park, saying it's irrelevant. They really are weighing in more, though, on these kind of Hollywood headlines, if you will, whereas they wouldn't engage as much before. Now they did speak out against that South Park episode that was highly critical, shall we say. It's a family show, so we can't really get into the South Park criticism.
South Park, not a family show.
Not a family show for sure.
Judy, thank you so much.
Thanks,
We'll check in with you later in the hour.